there's two issues there that I see. One is we have seen a large increase in membership and interest in our service with rising petrol prices and things that are making it more cost prohibitive to own a car. So, and rising petrol prices is an overwhelming one of those, and particularly for the second car market in the inner city, where it's already costs a lot to have a second car. Often you don't have anywhere to park it, you're only using it once, twice a week, and it's becoming very much a luxury item to have a second car or even a car in the inner city. So so I would say that the petrol price sort of thing is driving a lot of consideration in that regard. I think petrol prices has been driving a lot of consideration for people moving on to public transport for getting to and from work. So people are seeing that catching a tram or a train is a cheaper alternative than driving their cars, particularly with parking costs and rising petrol prices. So, and you will have seen the statistics of, I don't know them off the top of my head, but the public transport, the state government will say there's, 30% increase in patronage of public transport and so forth. However, as great as public transport is, and we're big promoters and big supporters of public transport, it can't do every trip that you need, and there's certain trips that are really difficult to do on public transport that a car is ideal for, and they tend to be the trips that our members use the cars for, and they are carrying a large shopping load. It can be awkward on the train or tram, awkward cross-city routes, because our transport system tends to be very into the city and out of the city and not very radial in Melbourne. So cross-city trips out of town. So if you're doing country trips, maybe to a more out of reach rather than just a country regional place, but to a national park or something like that. And I guess the other one is maybe trips later hours where some people aren't as comfortable on public transport. So there's a range of trips that are really well suited to using a car, whilst there's really good trips for using public transport. So I see Flexicar as very complementary to public transport. I see that if people are using public transport to get to and from work each day, they are using public transport for their main to or from work or to and from school or study or whatever it might be. If they're using public transport for their main trip each day, they then only need a car occasionally, once or twice a week, and that's where Flexicar makes a lot of sense. So I see them as very complementary, and I see in the future that they'll become more than complementary, but they'll become integrated. And in terms of integration, the Flexicar that operates our fleet of cards, which it's a smart card, is the same sort of technology, similar technology to the new smart card ticketing system that's